For Islam Hanato, yeah, walk in the park for Islam. Walk in the park. I think it was like a minus 2,500 by the time the fight rolled around. Wow. Huge favorite. Huge. That's how this goes. That's what great guys do. There's no doubt Islam's your pound for pound greatest fighter walking the planet right now. He's the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy. This is how this should go. As far as GOAT, no, he's not there yet. I think his resume is better than Khabib's. But Khabib's undefeated. I know, look, his strength of schedule. I keep going over this. His strength of schedule. He was Notre Dame before they started playing real teams. He's Notre Dame. Everyone thinks they're the best, blah, 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 and they don't fight anybody. Look at Khabib's strength of schedule. It ain't shit. Undefeated. You know how fast Islam would finish those guys? Islam's a better fighter than Khabib. He's better. Better striking, more dominant, better finisher. Khabib falls into the line of like, people hate when I do this. Whenever you talk, and I'm not talking bad about Mike Tyson. This is just facts. Khabib's in this aura right now. He's like, oh, he's so dominant and no one's ever going to surpass him. He's the greatest to ever do it. He's undefeated, this and that. Mike Tyson, man, he was so scary, man. I remember my dad used to buy the pay-per-views. I know, it's all sentimental. But that doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. I always say this. Who's the best guy Khabib fought in his prime? They're both in their primes. Who's the best grappler that he fought? He didn't fight no grapplers. In their prime, his strength of schedule is fucking terrible. Conor McGregor, complete straight striker. Dustin Poirier, older. Justin Gaethje, hella older. You know, good wins, quality wins. You got 3 Hall of Famers on your list. Islam surpassed him, man. He's just a better all-around fighter. It's also just the way it goes. It's just part of the timing and the experience. You know, in 2024, 2025, when Islam's in the pinnacle of his career, you have to have more skill set. Now, let's talk about Islam. The knock on Islam right now, and the bummer is it's not his fault. It's just the lay of the lands at 55. There's not a ton for him there. All those stars that we like are a hell of a lot older. It just shows you had to fight a 45er. But you look at his best wins, Charles Oliveira, 45er. 45er. He started at 45. Not a true 55er. I know he's doing work now, but he beat him. That's a great win, but 45er. Alexander Volkanovski, 45er. Took the fight on a week, 2-week notice and gave him all he can handle. That's a 45er. Islam's talking about going up to 70. Islam's a massive 55er. So the knock on Islam would be Charles Oliveira, probably his best win, 45er. Start out 45. Not a true 55er. Volkanovski, fought him twice. One was short notice, and he gave him all he could handle. That's not great. And then he absolutely starched him in the rematch. But again, 45er came back too soon. Dustin Poirier, he was a lot older. That was June 2024. A lot older. And then Hanato, not his fault. Not his fault. It would have been way better for his career to fight Tsarukyan. In his prime, fought before. Tsarukyan's your legit number 1 contender. You know, and he gets hurt. We'll get to that. Islam has more title defenses, right? Passing Khabib. So you would give him that. If he fights Islam, beats Islam, that would definitely put him ahead, especially if he jumps to 170 and fights a Schaub or Bilal. There's no doubt about it. He's above Khabib. The issue is it's not Islam's fault. It's just the time period he's fighting in, the contenders. There's a lot of 45 bullshit there, which isn't going to help make a case for your 55 history. So it's tough for him. And then he's ready to go against Tsarukyan. And, you know, he hurts his back, quote unquote. And then they put in Hanato. You're like, all right, well, this ain't great. But he did his job. Because remember, this is what greats do. This is what pound for pounds do. You'll fight whoever. Remember, if you're going to compare him to John Jones, remember John Jones fought OSP on short notice? He's like, yeah, I'll fight him. And he just played it safe, beat him, but it was some bullshit. And remember, they wanted to put Chael Sonnen in. He turned that down. So that's why you give more credit to Islam. He's like, I don't care. And then when you're a minus 2,000, minus 1,000 and above, this is exactly what you're supposed to do to stake your case as the pound for pound number one. John has, beat Sirgan, and they fight Stipe, 2.5 rounds with Stipe. Didn't dominate him. He's just older. Islam's in his prime. This is how it should go. You should show the difference between a Hanato who's never really beat the tip of the spear guys. He's always like this looking in. He's always like, oh man, I want to be in there. And then he never does what it takes to beat those guys. His best win is Benoit Saint Denis, and still he's not proven. He's not a proven contender, Before that, he beat Jalen Turner. Not a world-class guy as far as the top 5. Drew Dober, not a top 5. Brad Riddell, not a top 5. RDA, he lost to him. He beat Alexander Hernandez, not top 5. Jai Herbert, not top 5. They give him top 5 for Zeev. He gets starched, KO, first round. Korean Zombie, starched in 58 seconds. That. Yeah, 58 seconds, starched. Jose Aldo lost early in the second round. He beat Cub, beat Cater. Ortega, top 5 guy, lost to him. He was having success in that fight too. But he's always like that. He's always on the cusp. Top 5, he loses always to the top 5. He's just not there, and he's fucking good. And I'm like, well, I'm by far the best. Check this out. And this is what you want to see from a pound for pound guy. Dominate, finish him, first round. That's what. It just doesn't do much for him. The Tsarukyan fight would have done a lot for his legacy. The Hanato fight does nothing. Again, it's not his fault. That's what sucks. But already better than Khabib. Already. Next for Islam, and see, it should be Tsarukyan, and Dana said in the post-fight, or maybe it was the pre-fight conference, he's like, Tsarukyan's not guaranteed the next title shot. He has some work to do.
Yeah.
And there's like animosity there. So when I hear that, especially when a guy pulls out the day before the fight, again, y'all gonna believe the hype. It was his back. Have you seen all the shit he was doing with his back? With Nina drama, his workout, his back was fine. It's a weight cut issue. And UFC hates nothing more than a weight cut issue. It's their number one thing. Be a professional, make fucking weight. And he put on all that size. I think maybe his back was a bit of an issue because of the weight cut. That's what the issue is. It's a weight cut issue. And then also, if you've had this back issue and it was that bad, you're going to notify the UFC before this, so they're not fucked the day before the fight when you're selling 1 million tickets to Armenians and you pull out. So you pull out the day before the fight. They have to pull a guy, Dariush, off the card who's basically from here. So think how many tickets he sold. You have to give him his win and show bonus. You got to pull him off the card, put Hanato on the main event. It's a disaster for the UFC. They have to change all their marketing, all this shit. Tsarukyan fucked up. I still think he should. So White says that Arman Tsarukyan needs to go back to the drawing board after withdrawing from the fight, and we'll see what the year holds for him. Yeesh.
But Arman agrees. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he gets it.
He's all yeah. And he'll earn his place. By the time he gets there, he'll have to fight one more guy probably, and then get back there. I think they should give it to him. But when I see that kind of animosity, I'm like, it's a weight issue. Sure, it happened in the back, but it was a weight issue. That's what's going on there. So he put, I agree with Dana White. Once my back heals, I'll be ready to prove I'm the true number one contender by taking on anyone they put in front of me. Yeah, he knows. He fucked up. Because it was actually an injury he couldn't prevent. He'd be like, this is ridiculous. I'm the number one contender. Everybody knows it. I've proved it. I beat Charles Oliveira. Come on, what are we doing here? But he was like, no doubt. I'll see you. Let me know, man. Keep me posted. I'll fight whoever. It's like, oh, yeah, you fucked up and you know it. That's what's going on there. As soon as I saw him, I'm like, it's a weight cut issue. That's all that is. Not properly done. That's all that is. So for Islam, if it's not Tsarukyan, 55's land of the dinosaurs. You have Hooker and Gaethje fighting, that does nothing. Unless Hooker was to get a... it's tough. That ain't it. The winner of that ain't it. I know Topuria is talking about calling out Islam coming. It doesn't do much for Islam either. If he beat Ilya Topuria, it's like, you beat, all right, dude.
Yeah.
You beat another small guy. No one gives a fuck. That doesn't add to your resume. Even though he's a savage, but the size difference, people are like, oh, fuck this. So that's not going to do it. So I don't see him fight Topuria, even though that take my money. I'll watch it. I'll watch it all day. But as for Islam, you got to go up. Mm-hmm. You have to go up. It's the only thing you can do. The issue is Bilal and Shavkat, right? Yeah. And they're fighting. But Bilal and him are teammates. But then also leading up to this fight, people brought it up. And he goes, we have the same manager. He didn't say no. Islam's a savage. He didn't say no. He will fight Bilal. If Bilal beats Shavkat, I will bet you any amount of money Islam would fight Bilal. He ain't going to let that friendship hold him back for being cemented as a double champ. No, not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. And I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that fight. Either Islam, it should be Islam no matter what, versus the winner of Bilal Shavkat. Mm-hmm. Islam Shavkat, fuck yes. Islam Bilal, my God, these are great fights. But the narrative of fighting a 145er coming up, come on, dude. You've already done that. Quit beating up those guys. Quit being a bully. Go up. No one respects that small shit. You gotta go up. He's good enough where he can do it all day.
He also said he can't retire until he has at least 2 straps, so 2 belts, and then he would obviously fight Bilal, for the championship. And then he also was thinking about going to 185 to fight DDP.
Okay,
for
do that.
3 belt.
Do that, but don't go down. Don't make those guys come up and be the bully. If you want to be the GOAT, you got to go up. You have to. Mm-hmm. No one's ever become the GOAT by going down. You got to go up.